from the Hey, what's up, Facebook? You already know who it is. This is Dr. J. Will, with Elite Motivational Moments with Dr. John Williams. Today in the house, listen. Today in the house, I have such a special guest. She's so special, I'm going to let her say her name.
Hi, everybody. My name is Ren Herdman. I am the acting chief of the Central Appalachian Cherokee Tribe. I also know my brother John here because I am a high-ranked female martial arts master. I'm a grandmaster with 7 black belts in the art of Tung Sudo, which is how we met. So happy to be here today.
I got to do something, but you know what? I'm going to continue to let GM Karen talk for just a moment, and I will be right back.
Okay, we had somebody at the door, I think.
Yeah.
Well. I wanted to talk a little bit about my tribe and what we actually do. The Central Appalachian Cherokee Tribe is not affiliated with any federal tribe. We are a 501c3 educational tribe, and I do a lot of Native American talks called Different Tribes, Different Journeys, which is why I'm in the area today. But probably the biggest question I have in the Central Appalachian region, let me back up and just say, would be Southwest Virginia, East Tennessee, East Kentucky, the southern part of the state of West Virginia, and a little bit of North Carolina, though they do have a federally recognized tribe in that area. But one of the biggest questions I am going to answer today is, I heard that I have Native American in my family tree. I can't find it. It didn't show up on a DNA test. So exactly how can I go about finding that? And I also want to encourage you, because if you do have a Native American ancestor, then trust me, they had it rough and they do deserve that honor. So that's a couple of the biggest questions that I get all the time. And that's something we're going to be hitting. My tribe is different in that besides educating, we do community service. So it's a little bit different than most tribes where they, especially government tribes, will, they get things. We don't get anything, but we're all gainfully employed and we're doing good. We give. So we go into the areas where the Appalachian poor are, and we will help them out with a cause I have called the Blanket Mission, which is we give out blankets to children who are being forcibly removed, and we give them to the police department. And that is very special to Cherokee people, because having a blanket when they were forcibly removed was a very big deal. If you know your history of the Cherokee tribe, that thousands were held up at the Mississippi during forcible removal, and many of them froze to death. So a blanket means a lot to Cherokee people, and we're taking those blankets and we're giving out to the police departments for these children who are being displaced or removed to be able to have a sense of comfort. So that's kind of where we're at right now, some of the topics, and we'll go over those as my brother John here deems necessary to ask. But if you're ready to go, brother, I'll just let you come on in and take the mic. How you doing?
Well, hello once again. You already know who it is. Yes, we have some things that we want to do today, and one of them I want to start off and get it out of the way. Not get it out of the way, but it is important. But I'm gonna ask you to hold this one more time.
Yes,
let me
sir.
grab something.
You don't want me to hold the mic. You might not get it back this time.
Never give a mic to a preacher.
That's true, and he says that because I am an ordained chaplain. Okay, you ready, brother?
I'm ready. I'm ready. So back in May 2024, we had the opportunity, and I had the honor to have a Hall of Honor named in my honor. And we had the ceremony back in the event in May, And I know that you couldn't make it here to the event, but I knew I would see you again, whether at a Gary Lee's event or in a promotion or something. But since I have you in studio, listen, this is Karen's second time being in studio.
Yes, it
Second
is.
time. And some of
Yes.
y'all haven't been in here one time. What's wrong with that picture? No, but we have her, and I wanted to um, publicly induct her into the Elite Hall of Honor,
Wow.
into the Dr. J. Williams Elite Hall of Honor. And our stuff is different than others, but it's a Hall of Honor. Williams Elite Hall of Honor is awarded to, just certified that Karen Eden Herdman has been inducted into the Williams Elite Hall of Honor in recognition of outstanding contributions, leadership, dedication. Congratulations on this prestige achievement. And here is your
Thank you.
certificate. You can show them if you
Wow.
want.
I wasn't expecting this at all. This is so nice.
Now, normally I have it in a certificate frame and all that, but it's, y'all know how things go. It just sometimes you get just a little busy, and that's just.
That's
But
nice.
I like that fella there. That's a sharp dressed man in that picture. And
I'm telling
yeah,
you.
I just thought I'd point that out.
Look at that.
But listen, along with
Wow.
that, Grandmaster, we also had a medal
Medal.
that goes with that.
Oh wow. I
And
am
this is-
truly honored to
this
receive
is-
this.
This is another little something that I truly believe that you deserve.
Thank
We-
you.
We've been working with people. I mean, we've been working with leadership, whether it's the presidential award or the governors or the senators and congressmen. So we had a congressman that we were working with, and wanted to present you with this. This is very important, and I know you have a military background like I
Active
do,
military, yes,
and
sir.
you're actually still active.
Mhm.
And hopefully this will help you when they look at you for promotions and everything.
I'm gonna, yeah, absolutely.
But this is a certificate of special congressional recognition presented to you, Karen Eden Herdman, in recognition of your economic contributions to our community, to your community. Thank you for your leadership and service. We wish you continued success. And this is coming from Congressman out of the 4th District in California.
Well, that's very nice. I really appreciate that.
So
I
it's just you have done a lot. I was there on your promotion board when you
Yes.
received your seventh degree.
yeah.
See, some of y'all can look at her and say, "Well, she's just yeah," but you run up there and you get disappointed. That's just what we say. You run up on these people, you better find out. You don't know who knows what, So don't look at a person. Oh, she's short, she's small. I can take it. Yeah, but then when she starts putting some action on you, you want to file a lawsuit. Hey, listen. This is Dr. J. Will. Once again, so honored to have Grandmaster Karen. She got so many titles, I have to just
I
choose
do
one.
have a lot of titles. You're right.
So since I was talking martial arts, I'm saying martial Grandmaster right now.
Okay.
But I want to turn this over to her. And if you guys have any questions, comment in the comment. I'm going to be in the back, and I'll let her know what you're asking. And it's all yours right now.
Okay, well, don't go anywhere because I want to explain your bone choker
Oh,
that
here we
you're
go.
wearing. So
Don't
this
like
was
that.
a gift from my tribe. Actually, the
Don't like
last
that.
time I was here, I was here, 2 or 3 years ago.
You were.
Those are only given to warriors. And you also being a veteran and being a high ranked martial artist, we wanted to make sure that you got a bone choker to represent your warriorship. And thank you
This
for
is
your
beautiful.
service.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm not wearing the buffalo bone pin like you are, but I'm wearing a wooden one that was gifted to me. Women are also in Native American culture awarded just the same as men. I'm active military, as you said, right now. I'm in the Guard. I'm a warrant officer in the Provost Marshal Division, and also being someone who teaches martial arts to inner city kids. I do a lot of street ministries. And then I go into tribal lands and I work with missing and murdered Indigenous women causes across the country, actually. So chokers are unisex, and they do get a lot bigger depending on what kind of battle you're going to be in.
Oh, Lord. Mine should be down here.
Yeah, but that is symbolic. And if you can hand me this, brother, right down there. This is something we wanted to do as well. I was publicly announced as chief the weekend of November the 3rd. The emeritus chief, who was also there, came out and in publicly announcing me as taking over of the tribe. My tribe has been around since about the earliest roll book is 1916, and I am the third. Well, I'm the third chief that is a descendant of Aaron Redbird Brock, which is a requirement for this particular tribe because it's the Central Appalachian region. But again, we don't have anything to do with the federal tribes. We don't get. So, I get questioned, well, no, I don't have anything to do with casinos or nothing. I get nothing, I give. I'm a giver. Everything about what we do is giving. And that's why, Brother John, I wanted to include you in this and put you on the tribal council of the Central Appalachian Cherokee Tribe because you're such a huge giver in every way in your community. And our tribal council, we do have some Cherokee people DNA documented and family tradition documented. And I know you do have some native. I'm not sure that it is Cherokee, but because is it okay? But yes, because you do such giving, we're honored to have you on the tribal council, and we'll be glad to have you come to our meetings and everything that we do. We're glad we take you in to be a part of our family. So thank you for what you do, and on behalf of the Central Appalachian Cherokee Tribe, brother.
I thank you, and I my grandmother is full blood. Well, she's Cherokee Blackfoot, and my mom is, of course, half and half. So we had a lot of Indian traditions that my mom used to make us do. Like, I don't know, that's something I wanted to laugh about or talk about. See if we have some of the same things. Like one of ours is every first winter, we had to walk around the house 10 times barefoot in the snow. The first snow. We had to walk around. I guess she said it was to eliminate colds and the flu and all that.
I have heard that. I have heard things like that. If my tribe do that, I'd have no members, so I don't really. I don't enforce anything like that. But you make
that was from my mom.
Okay,
that was our family.
You make a good point. I do want to bring out, and that is the Black Cherokee, and a lot of people. The Black Cherokee have a hard time because people just see skin and they think just African. And the Eastern Woodland Indians, especially around South Carolina, the Cherokee people, the Native Americans were also enslaved before the African Americans were brought over. Matter of fact, in South America, they were exporting more Native American slaves than they were importing African slaves. Wow. And they actually had the Cherokee women teach the African women how to work with the land because they weren't familiar with the crops and the things like that.
Right.
And they loved having the Cherokee slaves, but the problem is they kept running away because they knew the land. Wow. They knew the land, and they took a lot of the African slaves with them, and they intermarried. So having Black Cherokee is a big part of our history. I do have a Black Cherokee historian on the tribe, but people need to be aware that, of course, the African gene is so dominant. But it would not be out of the question at all to see Native American culture with the African cultures. It was just the way history was at that time, and you never hear about it.
I want to show something. Keep talking. I want to show something.
So I know that the biggest question I get, because I do a lot of talks, and I know the biggest question is always, I took the DNA test and it showed up Zippo, 0, nothing. And I always heard in my family tree that we do have Native American. Maybe a great female ancestor. And I do believe you. There's a lot of reasons why you'll have a hard time proving that, especially if you live in a state like Virginia, because of the paper genocide that happened. Yeah. You got to keep in mind, especially like the Cherokee tribe, it was illegal to be Native American in some of those states once they had forcible removal. So you had to either assimilate or you had to hide. And, that is probably one of the biggest issues that people have. And they go, well, it didn't show up in my DNA. If you're taking one of those highly commercial DNA tests, it won't, because they don't have am I still on? They don't have the samples. They don't have the samples to compare your DNA to, but there are some great DNA tests out there. And I'll be glad to give you one if you want, because I work with this company so much. You finally say, if they mention a code, I'm going to give them 50% off. DNA consultants, if you take their Native American DNA test, they're very good. Donald Yates is exceptional with being able to find your Native American in your ancestry. And if you mention code CAC 01, which means Central Appalachian Cherokee 01, you will get 50% off that test. So you can go online and look for DNA consultants.
Well, the good thing about this show is you don't see it there, but anything you say is in closed caption, so they are seeing it online.
Oh, good.
And all that. So when they watch it, they'll be able to get that code. And if Dr. Jeanette is on, if you can put that code in for us.
Okay.
Can you say that code again?
Yeah, that's CAC01. So when you go to DNA Consultants online and they say, do you have a code? You're going to punch that in and you'll get 50% off. And that's running it through my tribe. And I'm glad to do that because I want people to be able to honor their ancestors because they deserve that honor. They really deserve that honor.
And see, if somebody say, well, you're not Indian, well, that's a lie because this is my grandmother. This is my grandmother. This is my grandmother. This is I almost forgot my grandmother's name. Emma Bates. Bates. And that is my grandmother. And every time I do something like this, I always want to have her picture on so that she knows that, it's in her honor that I'm even receiving this honor. Yes. So this is my grandmother, Emma Bates, and my mom is Airly.
Right. Are we scrolling the website and everything right now? Okay, perfect. Yeah. So you guys see that. So you can contact our tribe and take a look, go online and take a look at our tribe and how it's set up. If you know that you have ancestry and you need help with that, we'll be glad to help you with that again. So take a look at that.
They have put the code in there, so that is great.
Okay.
Yeah, she put the code in. Thank you, Doc.
Okay.
For doing that. And so today we took care of that, but you came here and received awards. But I want these people to know how important it is to dig into their history and dig in because sometimes when you send off a DNA test, they say you're white and you look black, and you have to get the right one. Am I correct?
Having a test, that has the samples is very important, obviously. So some of the tests out there, they're very good in detecting out here, the Plains Indians, because a lot of the Plains Indians that, especially on some of the reservations and tribal lands, they're still full-blooded, many of them, but that is not the case with the woodland Indians who've been assimilating since the 1600s. You'd be hard-pressed to find a full-blooded woodland Indian today because of that. History's just different. Wow. But if there is Native American, I hope that you can find it and we can honor that because they deserve it. Their life was very rough. I promise you. It was hard.
So listen, if there's a question you have, I'm sitting here. Even though I'm here with her, I'm checking messages just to make sure that hello, Grandmaster Kim Blakes is on.
Hi, Sister Kim. Yeah.
And Dr. Jeanette or Grandmaster.
Yeah.
Jeanette.
Yep.
Robin Shockley said, "Hey, y'all."
Hi, Robin. See, I know that whole crew.
So yeah, I'm just scrolling. I thought I saw Spring Grandmaster Richard Osborne on here earlier. Yes, he is on there. Hello, sir. It's a few of them on here.
All right,
this
guys.
Morning, so
I know all of them. So nice to know you. Martial arts industry is a very small world.
Yes.
Which is why we try not to make each other mad.
But you're gonna see me again.
Yeah.
You're gonna see me again somewhere.
Yeah. So I'm so happy that to hear your names and that everybody's doing good, all of you. So thank you so much.
I am so glad to announce that we are in over 200 different countries now. That is a huge honor. We have reached the 2 million followers mark. So I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, congratulations.
And listen, this does not happen overnight. You say, well, every time I see you, you're in something. Every time I see you, you're over here, you're over there. Well, that might be why my viewership is up because I show up.
Right. Got to get out there.
You got to get out there. You got to get out there because a little history on myself and Karen. She lived right in Denver, and I lived here in the spring.
Right.
And we met in
Houston.
Houston because of Professor Gary Lee. He said, I can't believe you don't know Karen. She's in Colorado too. And I'm getting on the internet looking like, okay. Then the first time, I think we did your 7th degree in South Carolina. That's where I first met you.
Yeah.
So how does that happen, y'all? We both live in Colorado, but we didn't meet until South Carolina, and then it was on from there.
And I only saw you in other states. I never
never saw me in other states. And then I went to Denver and sat on her promotion board up there.
And I wanted to talk a little bit about that.
Let's do it.
Is that okay?
Let's do it. Yeah.
So I actually have a program that I run through the PAL program, which is my local police department, the Police Athletic League, and these are a great group of kids that otherwise wouldn't have the financial support. In other words, they don't have the money to train for martial arts, and there is an expense. It's not like I'm getting rich, trust me. But uniforms, belts, wooden boards, it all costs something. So this is something I've been doing from my heart for many, many years. I started in Denver through the Salvation Army and started an inner city program. And matter of fact, I have one of my students here. He's off camera, but it's good to see Mr. Boren. And I didn't see him again until like 30 years later when he came to South Carolina from North Carolina to test, and I tested him for 5th Dan. But, this is a program that reached the kids who otherwise wouldn't get a chance to train. And everywhere I go, I always start the program. And the one I started here in Denver is actually still going on.
Yeah, I've been trying to connect with them. I'm glad that you brought that up. I've been trying to connect with them because I would love to.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I get an extra pad or extra uniform. I would love to continue to donate, not denote.
Yeah. Well, once we have, enough high-ranked students, they can take over. I really didn't think the program in Denver was going to last because I was their teacher. I was moving so far away, but I had a black belt step up and pick it up, and we're still along. It's a smaller chapter, but it's still going on. And I think that's because it's a God ordained thing. It's not about, me or anything. It's about helping people in the community. And, it is a very spiritually based program that I run. I'm an ordained chaplain, and I really do put a lot of emphasis on faith when I do this program, and it seems to just really, really take off. So that's what we're doing. And if you're ever in South Carolina, you can certainly hit me up and come on by and train with us if you want, or, definitely if you're out, we'd love to have you come sit on the head table next time we test, and you're out there.
Always. And look at this. Now, we just talked about being in the room, as Robin Shockley would say, you get yourself in the room. So in the room, I was in the room with in the building and everything with Karen in Denver and South Carolina, and watch this, where I'm going with this. We do functions with Professor Gary Lee every year.
Mm-hmm.
So Karen said, wait a minute, I got a guy that's or one of her students, which is now my
you got
Hangar. He's my Hangar instructor now and Kung Fu instructor.
Yeah.
He was in North Carolina.
Right, and he drove down to South Carolina.
He drove down to South Carolina
just this past summer. Yeah.
And you said, well, I gotta. Do you know Master Williams over in
Springs,
in the Springs?
Because he moved out here. So
he moved out here, connected with me, and through you, I meet a great trainer.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you this: Hangar is not fun. If you get the right instructor like this guy, you're gonna feel the pain for about 2 or 3 weeks after he leaves. I'm just saying, but it's a lot of fun, and I want to. Can I introduce?
Oh, please do. Come on up, Gary.
Get in here, Gary. Yeah, got that microphone right there.
Little
you got
Gary.
that. You got that voice.
The little tiny Gary.
So this is my Hangar Kung Fu instructor. Go ahead and tell me a little bit of something about yourself, because we bet through Karen.
Yeah, absolutely.
She is your
instructor.
Okay, I'm originally from Long Island, New York, and I bounced around the country here, there, and everywhere, and now I'm back out here again. But about 20 some odd years ago, I was kind of an angry person.
Yeah.
Because I ran into a situation and it wasn't pretty. But then I walked into the Salvation Army in Denver, and I met Master Karen, and I was like, first thing I said, can a woman teach me how to fight? That's what I was saying to myself. You know, because I grew up with the man that knows everything. Okay. And she taught me. And she taught me how to be mellow and taught me how to be patient because I didn't have any patience with people.
Yeah.
You know, and here I am. I mean, I've been involved in MMA, jiu-jitsu, all that. You know, hunger, of
Yeah,
course.
tell us a little bit about your background in the martial arts.
Okay.
She's gonna do the same thing.
The first martial arts I started was in 1969, and it was Muda Kwan, which is Tang Soo.
Right.
My uncle, it was like he was living with us. My uncle John, he was stationed at Osan Air Force Base. He was in the Air Force, and he started teaching. It was in Central Islip, New York, and I stayed with that and stayed with that from 69 to about 73, 74, something like that. And then I got away from it as I grew up, you know, teenagehood. And then in 1986, I got involved in Hungar. Stayed with that for about till 1994. Then I opened up a school because I had got permission to teach. Because in Hungar, they really don't give you a rank. Everything's like old fashioned with word of mouth. So I started teaching. I learned from a guy named Tyrell Richards. And then in 2000, I moved to Colorado. And then I got hooked up with Larry Lambs and ended up getting my third Dan in Danzaru Jiu-Jitsu from him. I was also MMA, did that for a while. Short Dog got me down for 2-4, but I'm actually 14-4 in MMA. If they did their research, they would see that. Then I got involved in edge weapon survival under Fernand Vargas of Raven Tactical, which I made my instructorship in that. And currently, I'm here and I'm helping Mr. John. Me and him planning on opening up a.
Can I ask you a couple questions, Gary? Because what I want to make sure people know is you've got quite a testimony.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you do.
30 years ago, when you walked in, I mean, you were a little intimidating. I mean, you know, you're a big guy anyway, but you had just gotten out of jail or prison, and you had some personal hits, some major personal hits. You had a baby girl. And was it sickle cell anemia?
She was sickle cell. I had sickle cell anemia.
She passed.
Yep.
And this is when I met you, and you came in and we worked together. But I know that we did a lot of spiritual work, and I remember after class just praying with you. And I would like for you to tell your testimony, how the Lord has brought you through and what you're doing today after that.
Well, like she said, I mean, I was really, really angry because doctors gave my daughter Demerol. And you're not supposed to give that to a sickle cell patient.
Oh.
And she was only 6 years old.
Oh.
So we went to try to find a lawyer. The lawyer was on the hospital board. And time ran out. We couldn't sue. So we were mad. I mean, I was mad at the world, with everybody, you know, because they killed her, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then we moved out here. And then I was a bouncer in the nightclub in Colorado Springs.
Right.
Okay, and I had a guy grab me and choke me. I popped his elbow. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and I admit that I did.
Yeah.
But I had no choice. But they're telling me that I should have talked to him. I didn't.
Were you
doing
security?
You
were doing security detail. That's what you were trained to do.
Right. And the deal was the police, when I went to the police station, Colorado Springs, I'm not going to mention names, but the sergeant there had told me when I walked in the door that he was looking for an inside guy to help them close the club down. They wanted me to point people out.
It's called the mansion now, right?
Right, it's called the mansion now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They wanted me to have an officer come to that. My wife will tell you, if you ever meet her, she'll tell you this. Officer came to the house and sat down and told me if I helped them find out if I helped them, you know, close the club down, they would make my charges go away. That's a lie. And I knew this. And I was really angry behind it.
Yeah.
Then I moved to Denver.
Yeah.
You know, and then I was under the housing department. I lost my house. That's why I left.
Right.
I lost my housing because they say I was involved in criminal activity stemming from what happened to me in Colorado Springs. And the public defender told me they were going to put me from an all-white jury. This is Colorado on the map of America.
Right.
I've heard stories like that, and I never thought that would happen to me.
Yeah.
But it did.
Yeah.
And I was angry. So we just moved to North Carolina.
Yeah. Well, I know that I'd spoken to you, and when I ministered to you, I said, where are you at with God? And you were very, very honest with me, and I appreciate that. You said, I don't know anymore. You really kind of said, I just don't know. My life and the things that have happened to me have turned to a point where, I have come to question, who's on my side. Where are you today with your belief in God and your belief in your faith in Christ?
I put God amongst before everybody. I got my ordination in 2014.
So you're ordained. That's
yes,
what
ma'am.
You're an ordained minister now.
Yes.
So you worked it out with the man upstairs.
So it was a fight. It was a fight, but he won.
That's right. He needed you and he had a calling on you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And my goal now is to talk to kids, so they don't get caught into the system. Because once you get in the system, you're in there.
Yes.
If you get pulled over, your name goes. Every time you get pulled over, the police officer get your ID.
Yeah.
It goes into a national database every single time. They don't tell you this, but that's exactly what happens.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad, Gary, that you've 30 years is a long time not to see anybody, and I'm so glad it worked back out that we could get back together and God could show me that he changed you, because you were a different man when I saw you this past summer.
I was ready. This past summer was interesting because I was down in Rayford and I was communicating with you.
Right.
I haven't seen you in so many years. I'm like, she's in South Carolina. Where at? And you told me, hey, come on down, be on the boat.
Yeah.
Okay. So I get down there and here I am.
Yeah.
And I want to tell you, I was at the Battle of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And I won the Chinese division, 18 and 34. Now they didn't have a 60 and over Chinese division.
Senior, yeah.
So I dropped down. Won that division. It was only me and another guy.
Icing on the cake.
But I won. And then
both these guys still compete. You both do.
And I had both my knees replaced, and I'm coming back in 2026.
All right.
I got something for them this time.
John, don't you still compete? Didn't I see you won something?
Yes, we just competed over in Las Vegas, Battle of the Dragons.
Uh-huh.
And I actually got first place
hey, that's impressive.
in East Division.
Because you guys aren't 21 years old anymore.
I'll be 63 when I go back.
I'll be 23 tomorrow. No. But being 58 and 63 and you're in your 30s, and I mean, some say we need to sit down, but when it's in you, it's in you.
Oh yeah, you're a warrior,
Yeah.
And look at me. I just won a free sub with Subway on my Sub Club card. So we're all winning. we winning today.
This is what it's all about. I mean, we're doing, some people that's younger than us.
Yeah.
It's hard to even get out of bed. Can't even walk around.
Right.
I may be in a wheelchair.
Well, think about this
just
for a
because
second.
they didn't, stay active.
People say, how can you compete? You had both your knees replaced. I did, and I won. So what's that telling you?
And listen,
$6
some
million
people always say this. They say, well, it was only 2 people in your ring. You showed up. The card said 6 o'clock, be here, and at 7 o'clock, you're going to fight. If you show up and nobody else did, you did your part.
But somebody will show up.
I'm just saying. When they say, well, you know why? Well, it was only 2 people in your ring, and that's why you won. No, I was willing to win whoever showed up in the ring.
Yeah.
So that's the way I
and
look
you got
at
to realize when you're a senior fighter, and senior for most divisions, honestly, guys, is over the age of 35.
Yeah.
Fighting is not something you can do long term. At that point, your experience in your head space is so different than a younger person that it's a different type of win, because you're winning a lot with your brain.
Yeah.
So much of it.
Right.
And of course the fighting is still good. The only difference is when you wake up the next morning, the 23-year-old is back at it in the gym, and we're like in the gym shooting balls.
Yeah, that's true.
We're in the sauna and big gay.
That's really the
knee
only
braces.
And speaking of Indian names, I want to let everybody know I'm a Shinnecock Indian.
Oh, that's amazing.
From up in Long Island.
That's amazing.
That's my mother, Shinnecock Reservation.
You did say you wanted to bring that up because See, listen, they know
Yep.
more about the Indian side than me. All I could do is just keep showing y'all grandmama's picture and tell you what she told me and how she, instilled certain things
Right.
in us. But they have
Well,
actually lived it.
historically, when the Cherokee were being displaced, they did go up and tribal in with the Shinnecox for a while. And there is a Cherokee tribe in that area that works with the Shinnecock tribe quite a bit.
Yeah,
So,
but
yeah.
a lot of people look at this.
They
and
just look
say,
at the
"Oh,
skin.
you don't
They don't
look at-"
understand.
But they watch too many movies.
Yeah.
You see Tonto,
Yeah.
what's that, a Lone Ranger,
Yeah.
and think that's yeah. But on my side, I'm like the darker one in the family, or
Mhm.
if you want to call it that. But my sister and everybody, they have the Indian hair, kind of like the
Right.
grandmoms, and
Well, you
the
get what you
light
get.
skin
You
color
know, even with
and all
my,
of that.
I have 14 documented nationalities, and the Cherokee actually is not one of my bigger ones. I know I look
But
every
you
bit
look
of it.
like it.
I know
you
that.
look it.
But I have family members who look nothing like me, and they
Wow.
still would be able to get just as much as me. So
Wow.
and I feel it in my heart. Of all things I could pick, I do pick the Cherokee because I feel it, and I know I look at it, and it's just in my heart.
And then I was told my grandfather was a Montauk Indian. They're not
Okay.
even recognized anymore.
No,
Wow. Wow.
no, but there's a lot of history, and if you do have, the African American slavery history, and you were, coming aboard and work, if it was a certain time where you were working with the Native American slaves, they were intermarrying quite a bit.
Yep.
They were intermarrying.
And that's how
quite
I
a
got
bit.
here.
Yep, that's not uncommon. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, please, please do let me know.
Yeah, I'm checking. So you guys, if you have a question, just type it in, and then I'll ask it for you. And this is what we're here for. Whether it's art or whether it's about the Indian or whichever. If you have a question,
Right. Well, let me go over
I can do it.
the Melungeon. Melungeon, if you have ancestry from East Tennessee, this DNA test, DNA Consultants actually picked up the Melungeon. I never talk about it because nobody knows what it is.
Wow.
It was at one point DeSoto's troops, when they came up into the Tennessee Valley, they were intermarrying. They were Dutch and Portuguese mainly, and they were intermarrying with the Cherokee and the African slaves. And 2 or 3 generations later, that Melungeon ethnicity started to kick in, and it's documented, unfortunately, with some crazy things like the cranium and the six fingers, 6 toes on one hand, and some other things. And they were very ostracized. You're looking at you would go and see black people with red hair. It's a very unique look, and it only comes from East Tennessee. And I have it.
Oh, wow.
I have all of that. So he picked that, they picked it up at DNA Consultants, and that's like, wow, if you can, I already knew I had that. I'm like, if you could pick that up, you're a pretty good test.
Wow.
So I'm very happy to work with DNA Consultants on this. And again, we're not political. We're not out to get anything. We're just 501c3. We're an educational tribe. We want to do good things for the Appalachian poor, and that's our game plan. That's what we're doing. So anyway, I know people are probably wondering. A lot of my martial arts practitioners out there, my martial arts family, probably don't know this, but I joined the military.
Oh yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen that.
You shocked me.
I've seen that. You was a
I
warrant
didn't know
officer.
she
I'm
was
like,
the
oh,
warrant officer. I've been knowing her all these years. Didn't know she.
yeah, I seen the guy put the
Ma'am?
pin on you.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, and people ask me why I do that, and honestly, I do that because I feel like we're living at a time and an age where evil is rampant, and I want to do everything that I can till God calls me home to make a difference. And being able to work in the Guard as a warrant officer in the division that I'm in really helps me make an impact against what I call battling evil. So it's a good correlation for me with everything that I do. Like you being an ordained chaplain, and like you, Gary, being an ordained chaplain, and the martial arts and the military and everything. We all have that warrior heart.
So you were talking, and see, this is why the show is great, and we have a subject expert in you.
Well,
and
do my best.
Also, Mr. Gary. So Kim Blake's, and since it's in the chat,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it. She said, my nephew was born with 6 digits, and his children.
Mm-hmm.
His father is from Tennessee.
Okay.
And you said the tribe that you just talked about?
The Melungeon, yeah, the Melungeon ethnicity from East Tennessee, mainly Hancock and there's another county that starts with an H, but it's East Tennessee where they have, proven that it is a mixture of three races, and one of the signs is 6 digits. And I have relatives who literally at birth had to go and get those surgically removed.
We had some family members, not in my direct family, but like my brother, his ex-wife, they had a couple of people in the family
Right.
that had.
And it could be.
digits there.
It's just for some reason that ethnicity mixed that way, and we don't know why. It just was, and it has, again, it's the Dutch Portuguese, and I believe Jewish also. It was part of the DeSoto's troops, and over the generations, that's just a marker. It's just a genetic marker.
Okay, so do you think that Oklahoma mixed with Tennessee?
You're talking football? What are we talking here?
No, I'm saying that in the Indian thing, because I think Miss Blakes is from Grandmaster Blake is from Oklahoma area.
Yeah, so she had.
That's why I'm saying maybe her father is in
Well,
that area.
but they were forcibly removed. That was Indian territory.
okay,
So her
right.
people probably took the trail.
Okay.
Not all Cherokee people took the trail. Many of them hid. Once you get into the Central Appalachian region, it was very rough terrain. There was no gold. So the Indian agents at that time are like, okay, we're not doing it anymore. It's cold. It's winter. These guys are hiding in the mountains. We'll never find them. So they literally did not move in. Once you get into the Central Appalachian and the mountainous regions, they were given that up. They weren't very interested at some point. It was just incumbent to do that. And they were hiding and they were intermarrying and quickly trying to find ways to survive because they knew that the world was changing. So Sister Kim, I'm sure that you had ancestors who were probably on the trail and got to Oklahoma that way, which, is a different history route. And if so, then you can literally go to the Dawes Rolls online and see and punch in those names and see if you are a part of the federally recognized tribe, because they will, the federal government will recognize anybody on the Trail of Tears if you can find that ancestor. My ancestors weren't on the trail. They literally hid in those mountains as thousands did. So, and that's a part of history you don't hear about, but it's a very, very important part of history that not all Cherokee were displaced. Many of them were in hiding, many of them.
Well, we have Chief Lloyd Neal.
Oh.
He's on also. He was another one that I wanted you guys to be on together.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Chief, if you want to put on your stuff, I can bring you on live on the show as well with this. I mean, you'll be on live and we'll be here, but he also presented me with one of the Warriors necklaces.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
So
yeah, that's pretty. That's good. You got the phoenix.
And this is handcrafted, handmade.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And so
history of the phoenix. Let me just tell you, that's also a sign of warriorship.
Yes, sir.
The phoenix is about warriorship. If that's what that is, I believe it is.
And it's handcrafted.
It's beautiful. Yeah, I love the beading. That's gorgeous.
So Chief Lloyd, since I showed him my medallion,
could be a Thunderbird. I'm not sure.
It's a Thunderbird.
Okay,
it's a Thunderbird.
All right.
You can explain in the comments what it represents.
Right.
But this is what this show is all about today. Just getting that information out there, and I know we have plenty of views. I'm shocked that this many people is on at this hour.
Thank you, guys.
And it's all over. Like I say, we are in over 200 different countries, as well as over 2-point-something million followers. So, or viewers at least. So, when they sent me the list, we're in every country: Russia, China, Ukraine. We're everywhere. So that's why I'm very careful. I try not to offend anybody, but if I do, charge it to my head, not to my heart, because I don't know who's watching when we're on the show. But like I say, we don't do politics on here.
No,
we don't do politics on here. Everybody know that's a no-no for me on this show. I don't talk about the president because the way I look at it as a former member of the military, we go with whoever the world chooses to be the president. I mean, that's our chief of staff, and that's who we that's who we fall under, and we just obey the rules that they put out.
Right.
So that's the way I feel about the military. And my thing that I always use is when Tom Brady was playing for the New England Patriots, he didn't win it all. He didn't win every single time. And if you were a Patriots fan, you wanted him to win all the time because that's what the example was. I mean, he set the example for winning, 7 or 8 Super Bowls or whatever. Some of them had asterisk by them. So we didn't blow up the world when he lost one. So.
I definitely didn't blow up the world when he lost. I'm a Steeler fan.
You're not a Tom Brady fan.
Okay.
But this is great. This is great. I'm learning so much, and I learn so much every time Chief Karen comes on. And once again, congratulations. Who are some of the? I know we got some more martial artists that's on the council as well.
Yes, we do. And actually, for the Sport Karate Museum, I just worked with their. Gosh, I forgot his name. What's his name?
It's not Lonnie.
Is it Tom?
Oh, okay.
Anyway, the Sport Karate Museum has a website, and we actually are inducting into it Native American martial artists who train. So I worked on that. I'm a writer. So I've been writing for karate magazines for many, many years. But anyway, we do have David Littleson, who's Pawnee. He is being put in the Sport Karate Museum if you go to the website. I have Barry.
Oh, I forgot his name.
Barry.
I forgot his last name.
Yeah.
I forgot his last name.
Yeah, but anyway, you can see it when it goes online. It's getting ready to come up, and it's going to feature. We have several martial artists who are Native American that are going to be featured onto the Sport Karate Museum webpage. And by the way, I used to write for Taekwondo Times.
Yes,
I think you guys know that. And they went through a managerial change, and I didn't write for many years for them, but they have a new editor, Jack Berry. He contacted me, and I worked out a contract with them. So I'm up and running now. I just submitted my 3rd karate column for Taekwondo Times, and you can go online at taekwondotimes.com, and you can see those write-ups. And I'm very happy to be back. That's a family that I've been with for a long, long time. So yeah, I am up and running again as a columnist. My column was called Woman of the Times for over 20 years, and they've upgraded me, and now I'm Master of the Times. I like that. We're back, and we're doing some good things there. I just wanted to give that plug.
And one thing that I want to put this in also, so we do the indigenous women. I mean, we raise funds to try to help them.
Yes.
And one way, some people say, well, I just don't want to give my money. Well, this is a great cause. And I don't know if you have any other books left, but the book They Call Me Master. Y'all see that? They Call Me Master. And it's written by the one and only Master Karen right here, sitting right here. And what she do with the funds, I don't want to just speak for her, but some of the funds that we spend when we buy these books, you donate them back.
Yeah, kick proceeds back. Yeah, I actually have 5 books out now. This was through Century Martial Arts. I have one that I published in honor of the Sport Karate Museum for all women who have trained from the 1960s on. That one, sir, that's available right now. And I didn't bring a copy of it. I should have thought about that. But anyway, it's on Amazon.com, and proceeds from that book will go toward Native American women causes. And in that book, you will see some of the first female fighters in this country ever from the 1960s. Wow. The first to walk in schools and train, all the way up, that are in the Sport Karate Museum, an induction into that. And I believe Sister Kim is in that as well, because I remember doing her biography. In this one? No, in the Women of the Sport Karate Museum, because she did get an award with the Sport Karate Museum. So anyway, yeah, check that book out. And I'm going to be dropping the price on that just in time for the holidays. So see me if it's not the price that you want right now, because it's going to go way down. But anyway, that's a product that one of the products that we're doing that with proceeds are going toward causes, tribal causes, especially the women. Please pray for them. People don't know this about the women in America, the Native American women, but excuse me, thousands of Native American women have gone missing for the last several years. I mean, thousands just falling off the planet. Nobody knows what's happening to them. And that doesn't get a lot of coverage. But these women, if they come home, they're coming home in a body bag. So we don't know if it's sex trade. We don't know what it is, but starting at age 12 to mid 30s, these women by the thousands have gone missing, especially out in the plains and those tribal regions, which is why I do go out and I teach self-defense in those areas. So proceeds help to benefit with that and cover costs and expenses to go teach these women just some basic self-defense and awareness. So that's a cause that we really need to pray about because they're not getting a lot of help at all.
Well, one thing that, once again, is Dr. J. Will with the Elite Motivational Moments with special guest, Miss Karen Herdman. Listen, we're talking about the Indian side of the family, and we're talking about the martial arts, but could you just speak to the Indian tribes? Because I know you know the language because you always pray it in the functions that we go to, and just let them know that it's going to be okay and that we are here to help them. They're not forgotten, and the reason I say that is because I have over 600,000 watch the show. That's part of the
listen, I have a whole group of Native American martial arts masters who were more than willing to go out into tribal lands and help with this cause. And some, I have a bunch of martial artists who aren't Native American that still have offered to go out and help. So if you're in tribal areas and you're having this problem, please reach out to us. I will probably be able to network someone to come in and teach these self-defense and awareness for your females, your women, and your children, to help them have a better awareness and understanding of how to defend themselves. And that was Barry Byers, the Barry, I couldn't think of. Yeah, I have
Barry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Snake Blocker. Snake Blocker's another one. He's also military based.
I haven't heard that name forever.
Yeah, he's up on the Sport Karate Museum page, and there's a lot of great people out there, that are willing to help, and I have a list of them. So if you do need help and you are in tribal lands, please let us know. We'll love to come out and help you with that situation, that cause.
Okay. So once again, if you guys don't have any questions, let me see if we still here, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Okay. So if you guys don't have any questions, we're going to get ready to wrap it up.
Okay.
This is for her. This is anything that she have that she wants to talk about. I mean, to get any programs that she started out, or if you're looking for her, how can they get in contact with you?
Yeah. Okay. Well, what's scrolling right now? I'll be able to see all of that information.
Oh, I forgot.
We have a website and we have an email address, Central Appalachian Cherokee Tribe, and you can reach me also on Facebook at Karen Eden Herdman. But if you want to get that information right there, then we will be glad to work with you in whatever way that we can. We're still doing a lot of our inner city martial arts programs, and up and running in more than one state now. So we're here to help as God has put us here to do. And that's what really matters, is to try to make a difference in the way God wired us to do us. I'm so glad to be with these gentlemen here. They're both warriors, and they're devout men of faith. And I'm always so happy to come and see your brother. You inspire me. Yes, sir. And Gary, good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you guys so much. Let us know if we can do anything for you. God bless you.
Well, everybody, this is Dr. J. And like I said, we want to give a super shout out. And remember, this is our time of giving. This is our time of giving. We're still collecting with the Triple J Filipino American Foundation over in the Philippines, as well as we taking care of some things here. Remember those that were in the storms, whether it was the United States and the typhoon that is happening or was happening over in the Philippines. Sending a super blessing out to one of our ambassadors, our international ambassador, JP, over in the Philippines. We did a prayer, and the report came back. There was no deaths in the Philippines in their area. We don't care about the the flood waters tearing up stuff. God spared the lives, and that was the prayer that's a praying young woman.
Wow.
So we are collecting. Our goal is to raise the $1,500 that we said, and we're trying to get this money over there now since the flood is receding, and they need food. And so the faster we can get it over there, because when you're hungry and you pass by, when you're hungry, you can't wait to get off work to go home to eat.
Yeah.
Well, just understand the flood is gone now. They can't wait to eat because I'm pretty sure majority of what they had is gone and all that. So they have a list of foods here. This is a public announcement that I'm making. They have a list of foods like rice, beans, noodles, or whatever. They handle that. And what I always keep saying, there's so many scammers out there. If you're sending money and all that overseas, you have to have a physical person there that you're eye to eye with, because everybody's looking to scam you in some type of way. So we have that program set up. Triple J, Filipino American Foundation, in the Philippines, as well as what we do here in the United States. $1,500. It won't all go to the Philippines because it's scattered out into the organizations that we have, but we plan on feeding 500 families. Last year at this time, between Thanksgiving and Christmas, we were able to do, I think, 85 to 100, probably a little more than that.
Wow.
But this time we're stepping out in deep. I told you the other day, the message was, Lord, help me to see around the corner. Lord, help us to see around the corner, because we don't even know what we're about to face. But what if we give, God is going to return that to us anyway.
Yep.
But when we give, we shouldn't even look at receiving anything back.
Right.
Give from the heart. God said, be a cheerful giver.
That's right.
And remember, the other one was, Lord, am I harboring a fugitive? If you need to get it right with somebody, it's time to leave your gift at the altar. Go be reconciled, then come back. I don't even know why I said that,
That's true.
but I know it's the truth.
Yeah.
And we found out within ourselves that, some of us was holding some stuff. And I do this every time on my show. When I'm talking to you, I have a mirror here so I can look in the mirror and make sure I'm talking to myself first before I try to share any of that, what we should be doing and all that with you. But this is Dr. J. Will with the Elite Motivational Moments with Dr. John Williams, saying, if Dr. Karen don't have anything, if my brother Gary don't have anything left, we're gonna end this show. Y'all good?
Yep,
You good?
We're good.
So once again, you can go. Can they go on Amazon and get this book?
I don't know.
I know the book is old.
I've seen that on Amazon.
Okay.
Okay.
I've seen it on eBay too.
Oh yeah, you can get this on eBay, Amazon. Check at Barnes and Nobles.
I've had 3 books out since that one.
Oh, see, look, let me tell y'all what she did to me. So she just gave me this one. So I think she did. Oh well, this one left over. Let me give him this one. But we love supporting. We love supporting, and y'all notice what we just did. It's not about me. It's about us. It's about us helping each other.
Yeah.
So if you would like to make a donation, Dr. Jeanette will have that GoFundMe page or whatever, or how you can donate on the site so that we can get these funds out. Because it's just like the people, I was listening to them over there, and they said, we just need food. We just need help. They weren't even asking for money. They were asking for food.
Right.
So Miss Juanita Cap out in Dallas, we're getting ready to go to Dallas in the next couple of weeks for her Hall of Fame. I'll be getting inducted into her Hall of Fame over in Dallas in about 2 weeks. But one of her things is she's even helping us, because we do the Sock It To Me program, the Elite Sock It To Me program. Then we do the Elite Hug a Bear program. Really quick, the Hug a Bear program is we collect about 500 teddy bears, and we go into the nursing homes, and we give the patients or give the residents a teddy bear. So when you're not there, they can hug the bear. It's a comfort thing for them. I know a lot about doing that because my mom was murdered in the nursing home. So that's a very dear thing to my heart to do. Just like my brother Gary, they told us we ran out of time also of suing us, so they got away with that too. So that's another whole story. But also our Sock It To Me program, myself and Darla Allgood, we go out to the homeless camps and we give the socks out. And that's why to the homeless, because they said, it's good that you bring us food, it's good that you bring this, but socks is what we need. And from that point, that's when we started doing the Sock It To Me program. And understand, once again, I'll say, you don't just run up into the place like you own it and start handing stuff out. That's their home. They're homeless, but that's their home. So you meet with somebody that you know or get to know, and ask them if you can bring this stuff out. You don't just show up and say, here, well, you get one pair. No, Sock It To Me program has helped. We gave out over 1,000 pair of socks for the last 3 years, I believe. So it's easy. It's easy for you guys to help in that effort. And it's would be such a blessing if you guys help us raise this $1,500, and you will see where your money go, because we do hand warmers and we give the socks. And if anybody know about living in Colorado, you'll know it's old here. I mean, it's so cold, you just drop the C off of it. I mean, it gets there, negative 20 plus. And that sometimes it's just, it's a little too much for anybody. So with that said, I want to thank each and every person for showing up and participating, and thank you, Kim Blakes, Grandmaster Blakes. Congratulations! I'm seeing that you just won some. She's always talking about all this winning, and Dr. Karen talking about all these winnings. Man, we're all winners. I think you were the first family that I know of in our organization. We're authorized for the presidential award, and I think Grandmaster Blake's, her son and her husband, were the first ones in our organization to receive the presidential award, the Lifetime Achievement Award, all together as a family. So that was a first for us, and it was a privilege for us to be able to make that happen. So we love you guys. Thank you so much. Once again, please tune in, and if you want any information, Karen here, you can go to CAC with Cherokee Tribe .squarespace.com. It's scrolling on the bottom. I was trying to see it, but it was blocking on my thing, so I didn't want to mess up anything. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you later. Y'all be blessed.
God bless you.